Right now, as you're watching this, your brain is being hacked. Not by some criminal in a dark room, but by the very device in your hand. A war is being fought for your mind, and you're losing without even realizing you're in a battle. Tech companies spend billions hiring neuroscientists to make it impossible for you to put your phone down. That little red notification badge. That psychological warfare disguised as design. The average person checks their phone over 150 times a day. You might think it's a lack of discipline, but it's not your fault. You were engineered to fail. But here's the scary part. The very people who built these systems won't let their own kids use them. They know something you don't. So how exactly are they hacking your brain? And what are these insiders so afraid of that they're protecting their own families? Let's find out. Right now, as you're watching this, your brain is being hacked. Not by some cybercriminal, but by the device in your hand. You think you're in control, scrolling by choice. But what if I told you every swipe, every notification, every color on your screen was engineered by neuroscientists to hijack your mind? Welcome to the age of neurohacking, where technology doesn't just serve you, it rewires you. The smartphone in your pocket isn't just a tool anymore. It's a dopamine slot machine, carefully calibrated to keep you coming back. And the scariest part, you never saw it coming. Let's expose exactly how your psyche is being invaded and what you can do to take back control before it's too late. You've felt it. That magnetic pull toward your phone when there's no reason to check it. That anxiety when you can't find it. That automatic reach first thing in the morning. This isn't weakness. This isn't lack of discipline. This is neurohacking in action, and you've been the target all along. Tech companies discovered the exact neural pathways that create addiction, the same ones triggered by gambling. Then they built billion-dollar empires exploiting them. Every app you use was designed with one mission: maximize your screen time by any means necessary. Your attention became the most valuable commodity on Earth, and you're giving it away for free. Here's what most people don't realize. When you download a free app, you're not the customer. You're the product being sold to advertisers. But it goes deeper. These platforms aren't just selling your eyeballs, they're selling your behavior, your emotions, your decision-making patterns. They're selling access to your unconscious mind, and they've gotten terrifyingly good at it. The red notification badge, the one. That little circle with a number inside. It seems innocent, right? Wrong. That specific shade of red was chosen because it triggers the same neural alert system that kept our ancestors alive when they spotted fire. Your brain's fear center lights up instantly. You're biologically wired to respond. That's not an accident. It's psychological warfare disguised as user interface design. Social media platforms use something called variable reward schedules. It's the same mechanism that makes slot machines so addictive. You never know what you'll get when you refresh your feed, maybe something interesting, maybe something boring. This unpredictability floods your brain with dopamine, the anticipation chemical. Your brain starts craving the scroll, the pull to refresh, the endless hunt for the next hit of content that might satisfy you, except it never fully does, so you keep searching. If you're enjoying this deep dive into the psychology behind your screen, hit that like button. It helps more people discover how they're being manipulated. And trust me, everyone needs to hear this. Subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next, because we're about to reveal the tactics even tech insiders feel guilty about. Let's talk about social validation, the most powerful neurohack ever invented. Humans are tribal creatures. For thousands of years, social acceptance meant survival. Tech companies weaponized this primal need. Every like, comment, and share triggers your brain's reward system. That little heart icon creates a measurable dopamine spike. You post something, then compulsively check back for validation. Did anyone like it? What do people think of me? This anxiety loop keeps you locked in, measuring your self-worth and notifications. Then there's FOMO, fear of missing out. Platforms are engineered to make you feel like life is happening somewhere else, without you. Stories that disappear, live videos you can't watch later, streaks you'll lose if you don't check in. Your brain interprets this as social exclusion, triggering genuine stress. But your ancient brain can't tell the difference between being excluded from the tribe and missing an Instagram story. So you stay plugged in, afraid to disconnect even for an hour. Here's the truly disturbing part. The average person checks their phone over 150 times per day. That's once every 6 minutes. Most people believe this is personal failure, weak willpower. It's not. This is the intended outcome of billions of dollars in research and thousands of engineers optimizing for engagement. They hired the best minds in behavioral psychology specifically to make resistance nearly impossible. Studies now show that heavy social media use correlates with increased rates of anxiety, depression, and loneliness. Your attention span has measurably shortened. Your ability to focus has deteriorated. Your sleep quality has declined. Your self-esteem fluctuates based on digital metrics that have no real-world meaning. Your relationships suffer because you're physically present but mentally absent. This isn't accidental damage. This is the cost of the attention economy, and you're paying with your mental health. The really chilling part: the people who built these systems knew exactly what they were doing. Former executives from major tech companies have come forward as whistleblowers. These insiders admit they intentionally exploited vulnerabilities in human psychology. They confess they wouldn't let their own children use the platforms they built. Let that sink in. The architects of your digital life protect their families from their own creations while profiting from your addiction. One former Facebook executive publicly stated that these platforms are ripping apart the social fabric of how society works. These aren't paranoid critics. These are insiders who built the machine, and they're sounding the alarm. But here's the empowering truth. Once you understand the game, you can stop playing by their rules. Your brain has something called neuroplasticity, the ability to rewire itself. You can literally undo this conditioning. Knowledge is the first weapon. Now that you see the manipulation tactics, they lose some of their power. Awareness creates space between stimulus and response, where your freedom lives. Start with this simple hack. Turn your phone to grayscale mode. Remove all color from your screen. Those bright, saturated colors were chosen to attract your attention and trigger emotional responses. In grayscale, your phone becomes dramatically less appealing. Studies show people naturally use their devices 30 to 40% less with this one change. Remove the colors and watch your compulsion decrease almost immediately. Next, ruthlessly audit your notifications. Every notification is an interruption engineered to break your focus. Go through every single app and disable all notifications except for genuine human communications and calls from actual people. No group chats, no likes, no comments. Suddenly, your phone stops commanding your attention. It becomes a tool you use intentionally rather than a master you serve compulsively. Implement intentional phone-free periods. The first hour after waking and the last hour before sleep should be device-free zones. Your brain needs time to ease into and out of consciousness without digital stimulation. During these hours, your mind processes emotions and consolidates memories. Scrolling disrupts these fundamental mental health processes. Protect these boundaries like your well-being depends on it, because it does. I'm not telling you to abandon technology. The goal isn't digital monasticism. The goal is a conscious relationship with your devices. Use technology as a tool for your purposes, not as a master dictating your attention. Check social media when you deliberately choose to, not reflexively. The difference between empowered use and addicted use is simple. Choice. Are you choosing or are you compelled? Make sure you resubscribed because we're going deep into more psychology content that actually matters, the hidden forces shaping your life, and exactly how to reclaim your power. This information could literally change the trajectory of your mental health. The neurohackers are real. The invasion of your psyche is happening right now. But here's what they did on count on. Human beings are remarkably adaptable when we become conscious of manipulation. Awareness breaks spells. Now you've seen behind the curtain. And magic stops working once the illusion is exposed. Your attention is your most precious resource. It's where your consciousness lives. It's how you experience reality. The greatest tragedy of our time is that your attention is being stolen. That most people do then realize it's happening. But you know now. You see the invisible architecture of psychological manipulation, and seeing is the first step to freedom. The next time you reach for your phone without thinking, pause. Recognize the impulse as a conditioned response, not a genuine need. In that moment of awareness, you've already won. Do it again and again, and you literally rewire your brain away from compulsion and toward conscious choice. This is how you take back your mind. The power was always yours. They just convinced you to give it away. Now, take it back. Your psyche is yours alone. Defend it, because once you reclaim your attention, you reclaim your life. And that's what they fear most: billions of people waking up, choosing presence over platforms. That's the real revolution, and it starts in your mind, right now. Will you stay plugged into the matrix, or will you disconnect from the manipulation and reconnect with yourself? The choice is yours. It always was.